Dear friends, today we will discuss different types of composting and organic manures. You will also learn the mechanism of composting process and the factors that affect the composting process. Let's get started. As you know, soil fertility is very important in farming. It is necessary to build up long-term fertility of the soil. The regular addition of compost and manure helps to build up fertile structure of the soil. There are several microorganisms present in the soil. Those make soil alive and productive. The compost enhances the population of these microorganisms. Composting is the microbiological decomposition of organic matter into a stable, or you can say relatively stable humus-like material. Stable means there is no further decomposition. Composting is a common practice. We are practicing it since ages, especially to dispose of and recycle the agro-wastage into valuable organic manures. It influences the plant growth and development through the supply of essential nutrients. It also improves soil structure, cation exchange capacity, and very important, water holding capacity of the soil. Fortunately, India has a vast resources of composting materials like cattle dung, forest litter, droppings of sheep, slush, byproducts of slaughterhouses, urban and rural solid wastes. Further, agro-industrial byproducts such as oil cakes, paddy husk and bran may be used for composting. Let me explain two terms. One is compost, another one is composting. You can say that the compost is a dynamic, earthy, odorless, granular, humus-rich and stabilized material, and it is the final product of composting. While the composting is a microbiological decomposition process, it happens under the controlled aerobic conditions, means in the presence of oxygen. In this process, various microorganisms like bacteria and fungi break down organic matter into the simpler substances. This simpler end product of natural decomposition process is the compost. Remember, this is a stable product and can be directly applied to the soil. If anyhow immature or you can say unstable compost is applied to the soil, it will begin the composting process in the soil again. As a result, the temperature of the soil will rise and adversely affect the growth of the plant. In this process, microbes start to consume available nitrogen of the soil and eventually it causes deficiency of nitrogen in the soil. This phenomenon is called as nitrogen immobilization. Though the process is temporary, but it affects the initial growth of plants. The effectiveness of the composting process is dependent on the various environmental conditions like oxygen, temperature, moisture, and very important, the activity of microbial populations. The entire composting process is carried out by three classes of microorganisms, which works at various degree of temperature. The microorganism, those works at low temperature are called as psychrophiles. Those works at medium temperature are called as mesophiles, while those works at higher temperature are called as thermophiles. Generally, composting begins by mesophiles microbes. It means it starts at medium temperature and progresses into higher temperature in later stage. Other microorganisms like insects, actinomycetes, centipedes, millipedes, fungi, spider, and earthworms assist the process of composting. Let's understand what happens during the process of composting. Friends, during the initial stage of the composting process, the microorganism rapidly consume oxygen and degradable raw materials. The temperature of the heap or windrow is directly related to the activity of the microorganism, and it is a good indicator what is going on inside. The temperature of the composting material generally follows a pattern of rapid increase, that is 120 to 140 degree Fahrenheit, or you can say 49 to 60 degree centigrade. This temperature remains for several weeks. The active composting slows down the temperature and it gradually drops and the compost reaches at ambient air temperature. This is known as the curing period of composting, which is usually followed by the active composting period. In this phase, the materials continue to decompose slowly and continue to break down until the last easily composed raw materials are consumed by the remaining microorganism. At this point, the compost becomes relatively stable and easy to handle. During composting, nitrogen is lost as the gaseous ammonia, and this process is referred as volatilization. We can divide composting process into 3 stages. Number 1 is mesophilic, where temperature remains 45 degrees centigrade and microorganisms multiply and break down easily available carbohydrates. Number 2, thermophilic, where temperature rises to about 50 to 65 degrees centigrade. It is an active phase of composting where the heat destroys several pathogens and weeds. And third one is the curing, where actinomycetes, fungi digest hemicelluloses and make it stable. Broadly, we can divide composting into 3 types. One is aerobic, number 2 is anaerobic, and number 3 is vermicomposting. Friends, in aerobic composting, microorganisms utilize oxygen, decompose organic matter and assimilate carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur and other nutrients for synthesizing their cell protoplast. While in aerobic composting, breakdown of organic matter occurs through a process of reduction in the absence of oxygen. And vermicomposting is a technique of producing organic compost with use of earthworms. Let's discuss various methods of composting. We will discuss here 5 methods of composting. Number 1 is Indore method, number 2 Coimbatore method, number 3 Bangalore method, number 4 mechanical compost plants, and number 5 last is NADF composting. Let's start one by one. Number 1 is Indore method of composting. As I told you in earlier chapters, it was developed by Howard and Watt in 1931 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh. In this method, waste material such as plant residue, animal waste and other organic waste can be composted. The waste material are cut into small pieces and spread in 10 to 15 centimeter thickness in alternate layers of cow dung, either in pits or in heaps. It is properly moistened with cow dung. Sufficient water to maintain 50% moisture should be sprinkled to wet the composting material. First turn is required after 4 to 7 days of the filling the pit. Second turn is required after 5 to 10 days and the compost becomes ready within 2 to 4 weeks. Periodically 3 to 4 turnings are required. Under the aerobic process of decomposition, 40 to 50% organic matter and nitrogen are lost at the initial stage. This method of composting is very simple but involves intensive labor in preparation of pit in turning of waste material. The average composition of compost prepared by this method comprises 0.8% nitrogen, 0.3% phosphorus and 1.5% potassium. Next is Bangalore method. This process is called hot fermentation mechanism of composting. It has been adopted to resolve the problems of safe disposal of night soil. In this process, compost production points are located just on the outskirts of the city for convenient transport of night soil. The compost depot accommodates 200 trenches with 1 to 5 meter spacing between the trenches. The city waste are dumped into these trenches to make a layer of 15 centimeter. Then night soil is discharged over this and is spread to a layer of 5 centimeter. Then the trench is filled with town waste and night soil in alternate layers until it reaches to 15 centimeter above the ground level, with a final layer of town refuse on the top. This system provides a method of disposal of various kinds of waste, including slaughterhouse wastage, sewage sludge, etc. Without turning and watering, the compost can be ready within 3 to 4 months. The compost material comprises 1.5% nitrogen, 1.0% phosphorus and 1.5% potassium. Third one is the Combitune method. In this method, crop residues as well as farm waste are filled in thickness of about 15 centimeter. Usually pits of 2 meter wide, 4 meter length and 1 meter depth are used. 5 centimeter cow dung slurry is spread over it and it increases biodegradation process. 1 kilogram ground rock phosphate is also applied to minimize nitrogen loss. In this way, the application of farm waste, crop residue, cow dung slurry and rock phosphate is applied in alternate layers of 0.5 meters above the ground level. After 35 to 40 days, turning material is done to make it an aerobic process. Thereafter, the compost will be ready within 4 to 5 months. Next one is mechanical compost plants. By this method, 200 tons per day city waste can be converted into the compost. The waste is first passed through a primary grinder, then kept in a pre-fermentation yard for 7 to 10 days. Decomposition of organic matter in the waste takes place under aerobic conditions, resulting reduction in weight, volume and moisture content as well as killing of harmful pathogens. This partially fermented garbage is then passed through a secondary grinder that is known as pulverizer and a mechanical vibrating sieve for separating rubber, plastic and other non-decomposable organic materials and brought to the final fermentation area. Thereafter, it is subjected to aerobic decomposition for 3 to 4 weeks. The compost produced by this way rich in NPK contents. Last one is NADP method. This method was developed by Narayan Dev Rao Pandari Pandey of Maharashtra. In this method, pits of size 15 into 6 into 6 feet is made from bricks with the provision of 6 holes per square meter in the walls. Alternate layer of wastage, that is rural waste, 8 inches followed by farmyard manure, 4 inches and the soil are put in a pit and the moisture is about 60 to 70% is maintained. Each NADP tank approximately produces 2.5 ton compost within 90 to 120 days. Friends, there are certain factors those affects the decomposition process of organic materials like carbon nitrogen ratio of bedding materials means carbonaceous and nitrogenous materials. The carbon and nitrogen ratio of manures and composted material should be less than 20:1. Thus, the time of composting can be reduced by adding organic nitrogen source. For example, activated sewage sludge or blending of organic residue richer in nitrogen such as legume residues, green leaves. Next is the blending that refers mixing of different types of organic residues to create favorable bedding for decomposition. Very small particle size may not compost easily because the small size particle pack and compact which inhibit the inflow of air, and too large particles compose slowly as it decreases temperature and loses moisture. The desirable size of organic matter particle is around 5 cm. Moisture is also essential for microbial action. Optimum range of moisture for the composting process should be between 50 to 60%. Further, temperature is a key environmental factor that influences biological activities in the composting process. When it reaches up to the 60 to 62 degrees centigrade within the pile or heap, it should be turned or aerated. Optimum temperature for composting is between 55 to 60 degrees centigrades. Aerobic conditions are essential for decomposition. In last but not the least, pH imparts an important role in composting process. At lower pH, fungi are most dominant organism, facilitate the decomposition, while at 6.5 to 7.5 bacteria dominates. At high pH, ammonia gas may be generated and that may cause adverse odor as well as decreases in microbial population. Let's look at merits of application of compost. Although compost is not high in nitrogen, phosphorus or potassium, it carries only 2% of these nutrients. These nutrients are released slowly over a period of time. Only a fraction of the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium applied as compost is usable by the crop during the first year, and more become available in the years that follow. The real benefit of adding compost to the soil lies in its ability to increase soil organic matter levels. In general, there is not any disadvantage in using the compost, but it may cause adverse effect if not produced and used correctly. Now understand about organic manures. It is any organic matter in a partial or fully decomposed state and can be added to the soil to amend it. While compost is just a type of manure made by controlled decomposition of mostly plant material, there are various methods of production of organic manures like farmyard manure. It consists a mixture of cattle dung, urine and unutilized cattle feed. These materials are collected and placed in a trenches of about 6 meter long, 2 meter wide and 1 meter deep. The top of the heap is round off to the shape of dome and plastered with earth and cow dung slurry. 5 to 6 buckets of water may be sprinkled before plastering to ensure sufficient amount of moisture. This plastering will save nitrogen and moisture and prevents flies. Within 4 to 5 months, manure will be ready for the use. Friends, the second one is the gobar gas slurry. The use of cattle dung as a source of fuel without losing its manurial value is the basic objective of gobar gas plants. Its gas is used as a source of energy and slurry can be used as manure. The anaerobic digestion of cattle dung and litter in the gobar gas plants yields a combustion gas that is a mixture of methane and acetylene. It is useful for lighting and cooking purpose. As well, it produces good quality of organic manure. It contains 1.99% nitrogen, 0.76% phosphorus along with a CN ratio of 23:1. Next is green manure. It is a practice of turning green plant's tissue grown in a field or taken from outside for improving the structure of soil as well as fertility of the soil. There are two types of green manure, one in situ and another one is ex situ. When green manure crops are grown in the field and buried in the same field is known as green manure in situ, like dhencha and sun hemp. When tender green leaves and twigs are collected from the shrubs and the trees grown on wasteland, these green materials are spread on the field and is incorporated into the soil. This is known as the ex situ green manuring. The commonly grown shrub of this kind are Glycidia and Currant. So, let's sum up what you read in this lesson. You have seen different kind of manuring and composting. You learnt that composting is a natural biological process. which is carried out under the controlled aerobic conditions. In this process, various microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, break down organic matter into simpler substances. The end product of this natural decomposition process is the compost. You have learnt 5 methods of composting: Indore composting, Bangalore composting, Coimbatore composting, Nidup composting, and mechanical compost plants. You have also learnt that organic matter in a partial or fully decomposed state is called as manure. It can be added to the soil to amend it. It may be farmyard manure, gobar gas slurry, or green manure. Both composting and manuring helps to improve the soil fertility under organic farming. Friends, that's all for now. See you in the next class. Thank you.